Hey, what's going on? We're back at you. We got Dash, we got Zach. How y'all doing today?
How we living?
Are we lit?
Just taking it one penalty at a time. One
Man,
penalty at a time.
Dash is so copacetic today, man. He's just like sunk back in his chair. He don't give a damn. He's just hanging.
I love it. I love those vibes. It's good vibes. Chill vibes.
Yeah, you on holidays? You guys all on holidays yet, or what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
sure.
like, if we really want to do the vibes, we could just play this entire episode and just have this in the background. Just start talking.
Yeah.
We just want to go, hey, go for some ASMR.
ASMR
Just
stuff.
do some
Oh, yeah.
some quiet podcasting. Just like, yeah, guys, I'm totally gonna put you to sleep. No.
I gotta get some more tunes as well. We gotta freshen things up in the new year. I've been listening to these like 80s synth vibe things on YouTube. The algorithm just kind of pushed them to me, and it's good, just like background music saying like make the thumbnail for this episode
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Right? You just throw that, and it's just like so retro nostalgia. It's just,
Yeah.
you
You'll
know.
find some really, really cool stuff like that on YouTube that are I put it on as like ambiance for like my students in the background. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
And they seem
Cool.
to enjoy it. Well, or they're like, what the heck is this? And I'm like, you guys have crap tape.
Should have just looked at him and been like, do you not college?
They do not college.
Oh man. Well, we do have a lot to get into tonight. It's weird. Like last time we did this, it was just like all the news came out the same day. So we've been getting lucky with our schedule. Honestly, we've just been trying to do the schedule the day before like the next round of the World Cup. I don't know. That's when the news drops. So it is exciting. We got lots to cover. So first and foremost, I think we should just continue on this discussion. We started just before we started, or yeah, we started before we started. That makes sense, right? Okay.
we were teasing it.
Okay.
Pre-show
And that is, if Messi wins this World Cup, is that an asterisk on like the World Cup? Because this whole Qatar thing is, I said no, like right off the bat, but apparently there's a discussion to this. So you guys take it away. Dash, it's your thought.
Oh, see, the thing is like, for me, it's just the one thing I can't get over is the 5-6 penalties that they've gotten, which is a World Cup record. That, like, for example, the Szczesny penalty was super suspect that they got against Poland. Like, I'm like, really? We're calling that?
That's a rubbish penalty.
And and so me as a striker, what I forgot the Argentinian player name, but that Croatian penalty, that guy was looking for contact because the guy already hit the ball clear past the keeper and then barrels into him where the keeper already established his ground. And it's like, I've had instances in my playing career where I've done that, and I've been told to get back up. That's not a penalty whatsoever from like the refereeing bodies that have ref games that I've played in. So when I saw that, and I'm like, this is really it, because let's be honest, that guy, you can say it was an obstruction, which is fine because technically it was, but is that guy really gonna be able to loop around the goalkeeper or even continue his path where Lovren was already where the ball was being tipped? So that's why I was just like, it left a sour taste. I turned off the game after that, where I was like, I already know where this is going. I was like, there's no point in watching this.
The problem is technically, if you break down the black and whites of the rules, they are penalties. They're just really soft, and they are up to interpretation. That's what makes them a lot harder to digest. But I don't know, Zach, what do you think?
Right. Well, that's essentially what it comes down to, right? Is that a lot of these calls can go one way or another depending on who it is that's calling the game. And I don't know. I think it's been coming out, like, at least from reports I've seen, from ways I've been watching it, and maybe I'm just like keeping a close eye on it because I feel like I'm a bit more wary of it this time around. But the referees have been extremely friendly to Argentina. Like, does a team like Poland get the same call that Argentina gets, or does a team like Japan or like a smaller, not as established team get the same call? I don't know. And that really honestly comes down to the refereeing. I like to think that generally it's been pretty consistent, and so long as the referee is consistent throughout the game, right? But I don't know. I feel like the referees have, in a way, and look, I'm not taking away from some of Argentina's performances. There have been times where they've fought hard and grinded. And honestly, I think Messi's having a hell of a World Cup. I truly do.
Yeah.
And not just him, but like Fernandez has had a great World Cup, and who else is on that team? I think Romero's has had a solid World Cup. He's a yellow card waiting to happen, but he's been solid. Otamendi's the same way. But these things like this, it's just the way it kind of comes down to when you look at where some of the refereeing has gone. It's just enough to where you can make an argument as to, it could be called, but should it really be called in context? You know what I mean? I mean, being a Juve fan, we've seen that time and time again. It's like,
yeah. Well, what makes it funny was the referee of that game was Orisato. So
of course,
as soon as I saw that,
as soon as I saw Orisato, I'm like, oh, here we go. Yeah. There's gonna be some drama.
It was funny because like Dave sent me a text message. He's like, "Hey, did you see the ref for this game?" And I looked at it and I looked at the message and I was like, "Ah, crap." And then 5 minutes later, that call happens, and I'm like, "Oh, damn it, Dave."
And what was interesting is they panned to the Argentinian fans throughout the broadcast. And of course, they're all in Argentina jerseys. The blue and the white makes sense, except there's that one guy in the front row with an Inter jersey on. So there's my tinfoil hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, it's funny because Orisato saw Lautaro on the bench and was like, "Oh, great, I'm reffing Inter this weekend." Sorry, guys.
Sweet. Yeah.
Because it was funny, man, because like that action happened and then Orisato just walks up to the spot and just points. Like he doesn't even have a minute to deliberate. He's just walking. He's like, "Oh, is that the same challenge that Inter has done on De Sciglio and Alexandro in the Coppa Italias? Let me just do what I call here." Bang.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's just. And look, there's no getting away or around. Niket, what's going on? There's no getting around the fact that biases exist, right? Like we are human beings. We have biases. It's whatever. It's what makes us human. But it's a matter of putting certain people. It's a matter of putting certain people in charge of games. That's amazing.
In which I love when they throw us off topic because they're funny.
Dude, that's just hilarious.
It's like, geez, man, I'm trying to maintain character. God,
it's a matter of like when you're putting certain people in charge of games that you try and limit the amount of bias as you can, and like you can't tell me that there's not another able-bodied ref who like can't come in and not have like demonstrate that level of bias. Like, are we really only trusting like this small pocket of referees that we all know have certain very specific biases? Like there's got to be something better. There's got to be a better system around that. You would hope, right?
Yeah, you would hope, but and then you have like disaster refs that were in, like, for example, the Canada-Belgium game. Like, I don't understand. Like that guy like blew the minute, or not the World Cup, in the Cup,
African Cup,
the
the
African
85th minute,
86th minute, final whistle, and it's like,
because what was it? God told them or something?
I guess so. You know what was actually funny? So, like my actual career, my boss was talking to me and he was like, because he has a kid that plays, and he was telling me, he's like, "Dude, I'm really, really irritated with the refereeing." So he's like, he went on, did a referee course, like got his certification to do like collegiate refereeing and stuff. And he refs on the weekends. He's like, and I was like talking to him about it, and I was like, so like, why? And he's like, "To be honest with you, Dash, I am sick and bleeping tired of these refs not knowing what the hell they're doing. So I went up and did it myself." And I was like, it's a weird flex, but hey, I'll dig it.
Yeah. To be fair, putting his money where his mouth is. I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? Because honestly, I don't want that job.
Oh, what a horrible job. No, I wouldn't want it.
No way.
The thing is like being like a good ref, it takes like a special breed of asshole. Like any kind of sport, like not even just football, but like to be like an effective referee, like you just got to be the kind of guy that will like, because imagine reffing like little league or kids games where you have like the Karen moms and like the Giga Chad dads. And
my sister-in-law has been told to stop yelling at my nephew's soccer matches.
So it's like, it's one thing to yell and be supportive, but like Like, especially like I hate the most is when like referees that are like 16, 17 years old, they're reffing like a U8 game or something. And like parents are just like tearing these kids apart. I'm like, they're kids.
Oh, they're intense.
Like
It's because they never
they're
made it. They're flexing through their
yeah,
kids
it's
because
like,
they
dude,
failed.
these kids are making like $50 a game to come out here and get like emotionally abused for 90
Yeah,
minutes. Like,
exactly.
God.
You know,
Like,
see,
that's
I
insane.
had a different experience with like those kids, man, because like I remember they were reffing a charity tournament that I was playing in, and one of the guys. So the rule was no slide tackling. I get slide tackled, and I look at the ref, and I'm just kind of like looking at him, like, and it was in the box. I was like, "You gonna call that?" He doesn't call anything, and then I'm walking back, and I hear that ref go on and ask the next ref in the next field over, "There's no slide tackling, right?" And guess what? We lost that game by a goal. So I would have gotten a penalty. I would have taken it. I'm like, I look at that guy. I'm like, hey, man, I get that you're doing this for volunteer and stuff like that. And I get it. Kudos to you for doing that. But read the bleeping rule book.
You gotta
man.
know the rules. You gotta
Like,
know the rules.
I was like sitting there. It was like 3 or 4 slide tackles. I'm like sitting there. Like half of these people are like, past the age of 30. And I'm like, yeah. Because I was like telling the ref, I'm like, hey, man, I got some people that got to work in the morning. Like, you got to tell this other team to chill.
Yeah. Right. We're
And
not
then-
we're not trying to get our legs snapped in half for a charity event,
Yeah.
You get every sport's like that though.
I was playing goalkeeper on Sunday, and I was going up to receive the ball in the air. So it was an aerial cross. I jump up and I take it. This other dude from the other team, as I'm landing, chops the back of my Achilles tendon with his leg. Even though a guy had no play on the ball whatsoever, I lose my footing. I fall because I was worried about how I was coming down because, you can mess yourself up if you're landing awkwardly. So I fall straight on my back. And then that guy scurries onto the other side of the pitch. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. What was that? Oh, I was just trying to push you. With my back turned?
So we've now given Dash a platform on the internet to complain about his beer league soccer.
I feel that.
Well, the thing is like normally it's just like a bunch of people, we play respectfully and stuff like that. Like that right there is beer league stuff, man.
No, I get it. It's just imagine if they listen. If we're so good that one of these assholes listen to our show. Hypothetically, let's say.
I would be like, bro, next time, like I had a guy when we were playing, I play 7-on-7, outdoor 7-on-7, and I had this dude, and these guys are like kind of like they're good, but they're like also like kind of like there's like a few of them that are definitely assholes. Like there's like needlessly assholes. And this one, and like dude got fouled on the way cutting in, and he lost the play on the ball. The play was whistled dead, and I was just like getting the ball like to just like pick it up. And homeboy leaves his leg in on a challenge and just smashes square into my knee and like fucks me the entire game. I like couldn't feel like beneath my knee. Right. Like I was all fucked. I was like, why? Why did you do that? And the referee, of course, did nothing because he's like homeboys with that team. And I'm like, so like halfway in the middle of the game, like I was like fouling this dude. I stopped the play and I grabbed the ball and I chucked it to the other end of the field. And they were like, what the hell's your problem? I'm like, nothing, man. Just killing the play. Just kill the play. Because I couldn't fucking move.
And the thing is like, so somebody like knees my quad, gives me a contusion in my quadricep, and I couldn't run for like the last 25 minutes. And I'm like, the ball's down here, my quad's up here. I'm like, how
did you do that?
How do you do that? Like, and the thing is I'm like sitting there at the end of the game, like trying to figure out, okay, where the damage is on my leg. And like, my dad's like, hey man, what happened? I was like I got smoked. And he's like, in your quad? I was like, I don't even know how the guy did it. Like unless he did some like anime level volley into my quad and completely whipped the ball and hit my leg. I'm like sitting there. I'm like, because I had a contusion on my upper quad. Thing is like, I get really irritated when people start going through challenges or just start sliding really hard or stuff like that, where it's like, dude, come on, man. Like, I get it.
It ain't that big of a deal.
But look at you, Dash, man. You're just so max relaxed. You're not at that level, man. You don't have that edge. You just want to like sink in your chair.
Well,
you gotta find a league, I think, where you all have a joint first, and you all just like, all right. And you know what? This isn't even an original thought. I just got that from Sam's podcast. He just released that Calcio Boy. He's not Calcio, but no, the Cultural Podcast.
The
That
Cultural
Cultural Boy is another guy, of course. He's been
The
on here. He's one of
Cultural
our
Boy.
friends. So, I mean, he's cool as well. But Sam,
Oh, I'm sure.
anyways, yeah, he was talking to this guy in Brooklyn. That's where he's at. And yeah, it's a league that they have of like 20, 30, 40-year-old guys, whatever. And they all just smoke up and play a game of footy. It sounds amazing.
It does. Well, see, the thing is, for me, it's like when I play, I'm laid back. Like if there's someone on there that's like giving his best, that wants to like go all out, I'll go all out with that guy. But like for me, I have a big thing on the honor system. Like I won't hit you in regards to you won't hit me. Like that's kind of the thing is like, for example, even when I'm playing defense, like I make sure that I poke the ball. If I clip you, even if it's on accident, like for example, if I accidentally run into you, I'm like, hey man, you good? Is your foot okay? Or like, for example, there'll be times where I'll take a shot and as I'm following through my shot, I'll accidentally step on the guy's foot in my follow through. And then I like stop the play. I blow it dead. I'm like, hey, I'm just checking in on your feet. Are you good? Like, how are you? You okay? Blah, blah, blah. The thing is what irritates me is when someone follows through and hits me and they're not, it's a common courtesy where you're like, hey man,
courtesy.
are you good?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
When you don't give that courtesy, then I'm like, okay, dude, no, we're not doing that.
Same
thing goes for trash talk too, because like I think we were talking about this on a previous podcast where it's like it's all friendly banter on the field where I'm like, oh, you miss, you suck, you're a tap-in specialist or blah blah blah, and then at the end of the field I'll go up to you, be like, hey man, good stuff, I'll see you on the next one. Right. Like the one thing is someone that instigates it, trash talks, and then you beat them in the game, and then they just book out right then and there.
I think that's because we're referencing Croatia and how they got all butthurt because the Canadian coach made those comments like we're gonna fuck you.
Yeah,
and then they got all. I mean, trash.
I mean, Croatia literally was like, "Oh yeah, watch this."
Yeah, they took it really personal. I was like, "Come on!" I mean, like, and the coach is English anyway. He's not even a Canadian dude. He's just some actual Englishman.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? He was talking smack, and they got smacked.
Yeah, I mean,
it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah, and KB, this is perfect. Right on the nail. So he said, yeah, but a bunch of players are tryhards that failed to make it onto a team and come out into these rec leagues and fall without remorse.
Where's KF? It sounds like him just slide tackling from behind.
It's funny because like it really is. It's like those guys that flunked out of the collegiate circuit or the amateur circuit that go in and they try to play against these weekend warriors to feel good about themselves. It's literally that's it. Because
you know who else is flunking out? Is apparently the Prisma investigators.
That is actually a really good segue.
That's an excellent segue.
That is an excellent segue.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to move the thing up. We were lingering, but
that's cool. We definitely were.
Yeah. So, latest is the prosecutors of the Prisma investigation fear that they might lose the trial, and they're trying to push the date up as early as March. As like basically do it now before they find out that we're a bunch of frauds. So this is obviously good news for Juve.
Yeah.
So
I kind of find it awkward though, because it's like everybody resigned over this, and now it's not even anything.
Okay, but now here's the thing. This is where it gets interesting, because now on the heels of this, we hear that Andrea Agnelli may be buying out the rest of the shares and buying out the team. Financial takeover. Bam. Agnelli family.
Whoa.
That's a weird flex, but okay.
But I mean, he resigned and then he'll just be like, screw it, I'm buying it. Like,
yeah, I'm buying all of it.
Yeah. I don't know how much weight is actually behind this news, but man, that would be crazy.
That would be insane.
It'd be insane, but it also makes no sense at the same time, where it's like you left and then you're back. And then,
I mean, if we get cleared of it, though.
Well, I think they're just trying to, they're basically just trying to find their way out of any sort of legal repercussion, right? I mean, that's why they stepped down. But I mean, in reality, from other reports I'm reading, Napoli's getting investigated, Atalanta's getting investigated, everybody's getting investigated.
Everybody's going to Serie H.
That's the thing. It's just because the newspapers come out of Milan typically.
Of course.
They have
Corriere dello Sport. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bias with how they report. It's not even a bias. It's like, hey, screw you, Juve. You guys are horrible. That's basically their headlines.
You guys saw the thing with Fabiana Della Valle where she was absolutely getting like singed on Twitter because of like some really bad reporting that she did, allegedly.
Oh, did she? What? Which?
Yeah. Well,
which
they
one
were
was
saying
that?
she was saying about how like people at Korea would just post or write whatever the hell they want.
I
Well,
mean, she's right.
yeah. Where's the problem in this? I
No,
don't really know.
I get
I
that, but
say
like
they can.
she,
I mean, yeah.
yeah, she was feeding into it too, and people are like, "Well, you were posting a bunch of BS," and she's like, crap."
I mean, she's not wrong in the sense that, I mean, let's be real. It's just a tabloid. It's
It
the
really
same.
is.
It's really me going to like the local supermarket and being like, and finding, what was the tabloid that had like Bat Boy in it, like
The
National
Enquirer,
Enquirer,
yeah,
it's the same shit. But
yeah,
like instead they
it's
just focus on football.
it's
So
like starting up your own YouTube channel and making Juventus videos all day.
sir, my I have very good sources. Always
Yeah,
vet my sources.
yeah, the best source ever. It's called Bro Trust Me.
Bro, trust me on this.
So the cat here says Agnelli technically still the owner. So I just looked it up, so I'm not bullshitting. The Agnelli family holds 63.8% of the shares. So yes, they are the majority shareholder. So yeah, they would have I guess veto rights in that sense.
So
But I mean, he just wants to buy it. At that point, if he buys all the shares, he could take it private again if he wanted to.
Oh,
Right.
he might do an Elon Musk, buy the entire thing out and then just take it private. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you take the club private, there's certain things you can do.
You don't have to have all your money dealings on the books and the public. You can put more under the rug now. Maybe that's it. Take it private.
Yeah, I mean,
you can pay the whack off clause for DeShilio and Delit for snitching.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking at. I don't know. It looks like there's one investment management company that's involved, and
Yeah.
And then like there's like some publicly traded stuff.
So
right? But then a majority is but Lindsell Train, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then free float.
Right, and that's the portion of its shares that can be publicly traded. Got it. Cool.
Yeah, so 26.2% free float.
Right.
All right, yeah. So there you go. I mean, we're getting to a lot of numbers the past couple of weeks. But,
yeah.
I guess that's just how things go with this kind of news.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some more. Let's do the Super League stuff because that's more exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
All of a sudden. So, yeah, this just came out again today, randomly, but
allegedly.
Yeah, well, no, it did. I mean, the news reports came out today. I woke up, took a shit, and this is what I read.
Allegedly took a shit.
No, I am telling you. I woke up this morning and I read this article. This happened.
Well, taking a shit, allegedly.
So now you guys know what I do in the morning. Yeah, I literally wake up and read Juve stuff.
Allegedly.
Oh man,
I got it.
Somebody
for that.
Mute this guy. Somebody mute this guy. Okay, right. So essentially what they said, the long and the short of it, is that there technically isn't stopping any of the teams from creating their own league.
Right.
However, you cannot be part of both competitions. If you want to start a new league, you would not then take part in any UEFA or FIFA leagues. It would be a complete breakaway. So that's a bit of an L in terms of if you support the Super League, because they were trying to double dip and get into both pots, if you will.
Well, right. Yeah, that's stupid on their part. I mean, if you're going to do the Super League, go full in for the Super League. Don't
that's where the real revenue is going to come from. So that's what you're looking for, right? So
yeah. Because if I was Agnelli, I'd be like, all right, cool. So because like you would want to put the Champions League out of business, not put them in business. Because think about it, like, and before people go at me and be like, Dash is a Super League guy. The thing is like if you're able to have 10 teams, 20 teams, whatever, and have like a relegated salary cap where this is the amount you can spend and buy, this is your transfer funds for the windows. I mean, yeah, there's going to be, I'm not talking about how to get in, how to get out of it, and et cetera, but like that puts it at a way more even playing field. Because let's be honest here, for me, in my opinion, the Champions League, like there's maybe let's use the group stages, maybe like out of all the matches, there's like 3 or 4 that are like worth watching.
One of the reasons, that North Americans do not like European football is because there is only like 2-3 teams at the top, and then everything else is just crap. Whereas Whereas in any like NFL, NBA, NHL, yes, there are always a couple of perpetually bad teams, but even those perpetually bad teams aren't always like horribly bad.
They get the resources to climb to the top. It's whether or not their front office is competent enough.
Yeah,
for
and that's when it comes. They're tried to be pushed in the right direction. So the most obvious one is the last place team gets the number one draft pick in the next draft round, which makes sense. You get the most exciting prospect, and you just pick him up, and you don't have to pay any extra. He's yours. You got him. Give him an entry level contract at $500,000.
And the crazy thing about it is most of the time that number one guy doesn't pan out. Like sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't.
But he didn't cost you anything.
Yeah,
other than like a $500,000 salary.
No, it's a lot more than that now.
Depends what sport. Yeah, because it's a. Yeah, I guess I'm going back a few years.
What's the NBA minimum now?
The NBA minimum's like 10-15 million.
No,
for the number one. Yeah, it's yeah. Like what is it? Aiden Hutchinson. He was number 2 in the NFL draft for the Lions. He costed them $20 million for the signing bonus.
Okay, minimum. Okay, entry level contracts.
I'm seeing 6, 9. Okay, yeah, 9 million.
Of course, my Canadian Google pushed me straight to the NHL,
and then that's not also equating the signing bonuses and sponsorship deals. Yeah.
Okay, so NHL is 925,000.
And I mean, NHL players make the least out of all 4, besides MLS players,
which is like kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, not necessarily in because I understand like hockey is not the most popular sport. I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd much rather watch a hockey game than a football game, like a football game. But like just like based on like the level of, I feel like athleticism and grind and the money it just takes to get into the sport.
Oh, it's so expensive.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
So it's
and the two things you just mentioned are the 2 reasons why I'm not playing hockey right now. I'm hurt. And I can't afford the new gear.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I remember, like, I have a friend of mine who they're a couple of guys who live up in Massachusetts that like love hockey and grew up playing hockey, and they talk about like, oh, I got these used because like one of them's a goalie. He's like, oh, I got these used leg pads or like shin pads or whatever, and they're like
$1,000.
Yeah, like, and they're used. I'm like, what?
Goalies are brutal. My brother was a goalie. It was expensive.
Yeah. Insane. Well, and the thing is too, the crazy thing about the NHL is like you could be a number 1 draft pick and not make the actual roster for like 2 or 3 years. Like they'll send you to like
only if Edmonton drafts you.
Yeah. But like, yeah, because like for example, what was it? The Wings drafted Mortiz Sider back in like 2018, 2019, and he's like now finally on the main roster. So like, and he was like the 3rd or 4th pick. So like, I think the only leagues that you'll actually play like right away is the NFL, and then I think the NBA, and that's why those 2.
No, unless you're like Sidney Crosby, for instance. Like he immediately was playing for the Penguins when he got drafted because generational talent.
Yeah,
right?
I hate the guy, but that guy was good.
Or my one of my guys, Austin Matthews, he broke out, and Mitch Marner. I mean, you do like there's draft years where like the first 4 picks are like banging. And then there's years where it's like randomly the 20th pick is the only guy that makes it somehow.
Yeah.
NBA draft, what, 2 years ago? It's kind of the same thing. It was like,
yeah. No, pretty much definitely. But
didn't they announce to 48? Aren't they jumping to 48?
No, he's talking about the club.
So this is news.
Oh, FIFA World Cup, Club World Cup.
Yes, Club World Cup.
This is.
Yeah, I mean, like, when do we not have football to play? That's kind of the question, right? Like, where's the hole? Where's this fit in?
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, how much is too much, right?
Well, FIFA's like, oh crap, hey, we don't have Qatar funding us money anymore. We need a new revenue stream. Plot twist, the Club World Cup is in Qatar, but that's such a stupid concept, to be honest with you. Like, if either do the Champions League or do the Club World Cup, like
because they used to do more like an Intercontinental Cup, right? Where
that was back in Pele's days, where they
that was a while ago.
Well, I mean, they were doing intercontinental cups all the way up through the 80s. I mean, Juve won it in 85.
Yeah, I think, and then they stopped. Yeah, the
something.
Intertoto, that one, yeah. So they've had different variations. So that would have to be the question. It's like you have to choose one. We can't just keep on saying, okay, I know this one, I know that one. Like,
So my only objection for this would be, wouldn't all the UEFA clubs just run away with this?
You think?
Like hypothetically,
Yeah.
like let's be honest here. Like, if it was like, the Brazilian league of the 60s and 70s, where arguably they were probably the best league in the world at that time, where you had like your Santoses against your Liverpools and Man Uniteds and Juves, but like, if you were to bring in 10 UEFA teams, hypothetically 10 UEFA teams, I don't see a Cup of African Nations team, an MLS team, or a CONCACAF team, or
No.
even like a South American team make it that far. Maybe Boyka Juniors and something like that might
It'd be
have
like
enough better
it'd
too.
be like Palmeiras, Boca Juniors. It'd be like River Plate, maybe.
Yeah, you might get a couple out of Mexico.
Flamengo.
Yeah.
But
Like
those
the biggest, like
biggest
the 1 and 2
club,
from
yeah.
each country, from like Argentina, Brazil, Mexico. They might show up for a fight.
Right. And the wealth disparity now has just gotten insane.
And that's what it is, right? Like the
That's what it
European
is.
Union, they've gotten so strong with that unification, whereas South America, unfortunately, is still having issues. Like some countries, like Venezuela, are really having issues.
But I mean, Brazil's league is relatively, it's nothing, but it's
yeah, not what it was like because of that wage disparity.
And I go ahead.
No, go.
I was to say really quickly, because honestly, it's fun. It's fun football to watch. Like the Brasileirão Real is fun as hell to watch. There's drama every game. It's a riot. But it's like there's quality there, but like it's not Serie A quality or even Premier League quality or Bundesliga quality. It's just not. So it's going to be hard. I'm not saying they couldn't get competitive, but you got to make sure, if we're going to do that these teams are getting an equal cut of funds so that they can make the competition competitive.
So here's my thought with it. Instead of having the senior teams, just have the youth teams compete in it. So
that'd be sick.
That would open up essentially a whole scouting network for everyone, essentially.
So the question is, and I kind of have a bit of an example here to kind of go along with it, but would people watch it? Because they're doing this to make money. They don't care about anything else here except to make the money.
I don't think people would watch it.
But the one thing, I'm going back to hockey, is the World Juniors that starts every year on December 26th. And it's basically under 19s. And at least in Canada, everyone's watching it.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No. And I was just going to say, like Sweden, Finland, like those types of countries would obviously be into it. So there is a platform, but go on. Sorry.
I was going to say, there is the Generation Adidas Cup, which is typically North American, but what they do is they have outside teams come and like compete. Like I know Barcelona has sent an academy team. I know that Flamengo has sent academy teams, because I know, like, being that I root for the Sounders, like for MLS clubs, like their U17 team beat who was it? It was like Real Betis's team. It was like a pretty big deal. Like the fact that like these American kids beat this club from Europe in the championship round. So, and that was like cool. It was like fun to watch because they were just like streaming it free on YouTube. Again, I don't know how much you really make for money off of that. How do you monetize that? At that point, I'm watching it because I was just really interested in watching how these youth, like, I mean, of course I watch them and I'm like, they would make me look so foolish. Why did I even decide to kick a soccer ball? Because they're just that good, but
speaking of youth though, do you hear that Madrid just spent 75 mil on a 16-year-old?
Yeah. On Edric. Yeah. And he in Brasileirão, I like Palmeiras because Palmeiras is like historically the Italians who emigrated from Italy to Brazil. That was like that's like their team, Palmeiras. So naturally I was kind of curious and I started watching them this year. I actually started watching them last year. And this Emmer kid just like, I think he came in, I think he scored a brace in his debut.
Nice.
the kid is a wicked talent. Like,
well, he's on the radar now, so hopefully we
Right.
see a lot more of him.
Now, $75 million for a 16-year-old is bonkers.
It's absolutely insane. There is
It's
no
insane.
guarantee on this.
Exactly. So, like, they might, like, again, this kid could be one of those generational talents. I'm not doubting that. But it's a matter of, does he stay healthy? How does he adapt to being in Europe? What sort of,
Yeah, I mean, like one ACL and he's done, potentially.
It's just that much of a risk,
Yeah,
So,
insane.
I mean, I as much as I don't like Real Madrid, like, I do wish the kid luck. He's a fantastic player.
Oh yeah, I mean, any of us, if we ever got a contract with Real Madrid, whether we loved them or not, we would probably take it.
Oh yeah.
So
Juve what? Juve who? Juve what?
Well,
yeah, and anybody would take a Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's not joining until he's 18.
Yeah,
exactly. He'll stay down in Brazil Real another year, and then
which is also insane, right? You're paying that for 2 years from now.
Now they've put a target on that poor kid's back. So like any other guy that's gonna be petty about it is just gonna go at him studs up.
Right.
Oh, well, there's that, or can he handle the pressure?
That we'll see. Like, now that this has happened, I'll be really interested to see the next campaign. I'll be interested to see how he does. I mean, they have a stacked team relative to Brazil. I mean, even relative to South America. I mean, they won Copa America, not Copa America. Oh my God,
Sud-America.
They won Libertadores twice in a row.
Nice.
Did they win 3 times in a row?
Is that the Europa League or is that the Champions League of the South?
So Libertadores is Champions League.
Okay.
Sudamericana is Europa League.
I gotcha.
And that just goes to show, I'm like, I don't know. I have like a little bit of, I mean, Juve is obviously.
No, it's cool. It's cool though.
But I also have like, I'm like, oh man, I love football.
It's good. It's good
because
a lot of quality out there.
Last time I followed down there was Chapecoense before the airplane incident.
Yeah, yeah. What a tragedy that was.
I know.
Jesus,
that team was really good.
They were. Just an insane. And then like the story that comes around from that, like the fact that they rallied and they found a new team and they were able to win their title. It's a remarkable story. It's like. In tragedy comes something amazing.
Well, since we're on tragedy, let's get this out of the way. Sinisa Mihajlovic, the former coach of Bologna, has passed away from cancer. He has been fighting it for a while. He's 53. So, I mean, rest in peace for him. Love and condolences out to the family. So that's sad because he was quite the character as well. He was great coach.
Absolutely.
Gritty coach, man. Really gritty.
I like
him. Just a character, just like a solid guy. Seemed like his players really gravitated towards him. Seems like a lot of people like really kind of like viewed him as being like almost kind of like a father figure to the players who were there. Really just a shame that, because he beat it once and everything seemed like he was going okay. And then, I mean, that's just how vicious that thing can be. So my sincerest condolences to him and Bologna supporters as well, and his family for sure. Like, just a shame.
Yeah, it's too bad, but let's not dwell on the sadness. There's, I mean, it's the season to celebrate, generally speaking. And what better way to do that than watch half of our team play Arsenal tomorrow? Because I have been jonesing for a Juve match. And
I thought you were about to segue. What's more joyous than Dusan Vlahovic being sold?
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's... Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. What do you think? How you feeling?
To be honest with you, I don't really care. Like, I'm not hard pressed or hard invested in Dusan. If you get 80 million for Dusan, I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make money... I haven't, like, I like the kid, but I haven't personally locked in yet, right? It's too early. Zach,
like,
where you at?
I mean, my question is, where does he want to go and why?
But he wanted to come to Juve, so that's...
So why would he... he has, like, an affinity for the club. Like, So why would he go to... Like, okay,
because I'm thinking like
Arsenal's having a good year, and Chelsea's a mess. But like, why why, like, he's going to be a focal point of this team for years to come. Like, do you want to be the guy, or do you just want to be a guy on like a team?
Well,
like
Arsenal, I thought we're just getting him as a stopgap measure.
Right, because Jesus went down, right?
Yeah, so he would be the guy.
But the thing is like I don't think it's Dusan wanting to leave. I think the club's just trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, that's what it is, or more so just. And I'm thinking like 100 mil. If somebody said 90, okay, 100 is crazy, but we know because Madrid just played 75 for nothing essentially at this point for something maybe in 2 years. So why wouldn't somebody like Vlahovic go for 90 in this market right now off the World Cup? Or I mean, Amrabat's probably going to go for like 70 mil. You know, like why not?
I don't know. I mean, if I'm Juventus, I'm not selling him. And if I'm Dusan, I'm not leaving. I don't know. It doesn't make really make any sense for like who do we have to strike? Like,
well, we would take that 90 million, let's say, and I mean use Milik and Keane, and obviously whoever. I don't know who would you buy at this point?
The thing is, there's two obstacles here that I see. First of all, who would buy him at that price tag? Who's going to buy him per se? Like all the big teams that have the financial purse have strikers. Like they've bought.
Well, except strikers. Arsenal right now. That's the one that makes sense.
Arsenal's not a lucrative club when it comes to finances. Like they give off that vibe that they are, but they don't really have that much money. They cannot drop 180 million for a player. Like they did it for there's this one player that they got, and then he ended up getting loaned out to some Spanish team in La Liga. But like, yeah, I don't think Arsenal is gonna sit there and just drop 90 million for a player. I would be shocked if they did.
Okay, well, here's another. Niket is mentioning Man U. That could be funny. They got to replace Ronaldo.
120 million, you have a deal.
Right. Yeah, we'll fleece Man U for $1 billion. No, but if I'm Dusan, like, I don't know about him. Like, I really don't. But like, I'm Dusan. I'm looking at the situation of Man U, and I'm like, listen, despite whatever situation's going on here, that's a shit show. I want no part of that.
Yeah, well, and the thing is the problem is like selling him right after his World Cup doesn't help either, because again,
he didn't have a great one.
Yeah, it was like meh. Like, you know, fighting
off injury, right?
Yeah, injury and whatnot. It was just kind of like a meh.
That whole Serbian team was kind of meh.
That Serbian team was like one of my biggest disappointments of the tournament.
Yep. A lot of people got behind them too, and just nothing.
That was a team that underperformed so badly, I think. Like, that team is, with the star power they have, I think they really do have some star power. Like, their defense I don't know if it was like their tactic, that they just got diced to shreds by teams that they should not have gotten diced by.
They were my Balkan team. I didn't want Croatia. I wanted Serbia. But I mean,
me too.
Here we are.
It's like that. It'd be like that. I don't know. I think Vlahovic's leaving. I think it'd be foolish for him. I think it'd be foolish for us to get rid of him right now, especially because he didn't have a great World Cup, and like, disregarding how I feel about him as a player, right? Which I do. I think he's the truth. I've been saying that for the past couple of years, but I just, right. He did not have a great World Cup, and he has been struggling with injury. Like, can you even get as much as you want from him now? I think we don't necessarily need to sell. What we need is that we need to at least get like some shit off the books, like Rabiot's contract. Like that, we have to get off the books. Like that.
But with Pogba not coming back, he's probably staying, or to come another month out at this point.
Right. Which again, we're in a tight spot. Like, but I mean, it's not like Juve is gonna, like, you know, disappear from because their finances fall into shit. Like, I mean, they've got more money than most everybody.
Yeah, there's still money to be had here.
The one thing though that I can say that I'm not a big fan of about Dusan is his contract, because technically he is the highest earner on the team right now.
That's pretty insane.
Like his age and everything, I think it's like 6.5 million plus bonuses. So like that to me, outside of Pogba, but Pogba's not playing.
Rabiot, but that's gone after this year.
But like, yeah, my thing is like Dusan's contract for his age and everything, and like, and with all respect to him and all the goals that he scored, like you're paying him world class salary where
He's not quite at that level.
like
He could be, but he's not quite there.
like you're paying, like for me, if I'm paying 7 million or 8.5 million, because I think that's what his bonuses total out to a season, I'm paying for a 30 goal scorer striker. I don't think he's ever hit 30 before. I think he's hit like 20s, maybe high 20s, but
Yeah,
like,
he was like mid-20s last year.
Yeah.
He had that slump when he joined. Obviously, that made sense. He slowed down, but he
But-
could have last year.
because like the thing is like, so Vlahovic, yeah, he's played well for us, but there's a couple of things where, and we've said it before when we were covering the games while, we're still in season, where I said Vlahovic can't create his own shot. Like his off the ball movements are very, very suspect, to say the least. And it's like, if you're paying someone 6.5 to 7 million, you need that. Like, for example, Giroud provides more off the ball than Vlahovic does. And I'm not saying Giroud is a better player than Vlahovic, but like, for example, you can see it with France, where Giroud is the target man that pings the ball to Mbappe, to Griezmann, to Dembele on the edges. Like, that's one of the things where I see Milik do that more than Vlahovic does. And I'm not saying that, guys, don't take me out of context here and me saying that Vlahovic sucks. But it's just the amount of money for what you're getting for is what I'm a little bit like, because if Dusan's a number 9, that's, anytime the ball's at his feet, it's a shot on goal. He should have a higher goal stat than what he has right now. And you can, throw in the Allegri ball issues and whatever. But like, there's times where we've seen him and I've seen him play where I'm like, dude, shoot the ball, or what are you doing? Like questionable finishing, adjustments and movements where, like, for example, Holland is that number 9 where you chuck and pray and he taps that sucker in from anywhere, where it's like Vlahovic has parts of it, but isn't really there. So like, for it to be 7.5 million, maybe 5, I would give him 5, but 7.5 plus bonuses is where I agree. Cause I think that's what Elkin said allegedly, where he was like, his contract isn't really beneficial for the club. Cause like, think about it. Like, Pogba in theory will be able to give you, a healthy Pogba gives you 10 goals, 10 assists, which is incredible for a midfielder. So like, that would warrant the 8 million salary that he gets if he's able to put double digits assists and goals. Where it's like Vlahovic, if you're getting paid that much at this point of the season, I think he only had like 6 or 7. He should have 12 to 13 for that salary. Because, like, for example, even Higuain back then at Napoli, with his salary, he was banging in double-digit goals at this point of the season. Even with us, when he was with us, he was doing that as well. So, like, for me, my thing with Vlahovic is, like, I think we overinflated his salary a little bit. Because I think it wasn't a panic buy, but it was we need to get him now before someone else jumps into the mix. So
and it's just trying to keep him like that. Amortizes a bit as you go down the line, right? As he allegedly gets better and matures down his contract, he is more deserved of that money. Is kind of the thinking.
Yeah, but how long? That's my only thing.
Yeah, that's the bit of a gamble. Clearly, just like spending 75 million on a 16-year-old.
Yeah, because
that's business sometimes.
Yeah, because if he's our main guy now, because that's what he is. He's technically the main guy. Like, we burned Dybala for Vlahovic, and I still think it's a better idea to burn Dybala for Vlahovic. I'm totally for it. But like, that's one of those things like we have to think of is like, we sacrificed Dybala to get him. So it's like, that's why I have like a little bit of a kind of a mixed feeling towards Vlahovic.
Misak, look at, he hasn't been in here a while. How's it going, bud? I say cash in on him, boys. Cash. 120 mil. I'll send a DHL package to Turn and wrap him up, cargo him away.
Yeah, I mean, 120 million plus.
120 million is insane. I mean,
yeah.
If anybody's willing to give that money, like, Dusan, I love you, man, but that's like insane money. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah,
I think any club would be insane to do that.
Yeah,
I mean, like that would be a club that's desperate for a striker that's challenging something. Like, the only club I can think of is Real Madrid, but Madrid's not going to do that. Absolutely not. They tried that with Jovic and that didn't work out. And then Niket says, I think Dusan likes to run onto the ball, and Allegri is asking him to play with his back towards goal. But as a number 9, you have to have that skill when you're playing.
And he's a big dude. Yeah,
his size, his stature and strength. Because, like, for example, me, Like, I used to play one-dimensional where I played like that, where I like to run onto the ball and not do that, but you have to if you're a focal point in attack, you have to be able to have your back towards goal to be able to trap it, to be able to facilitate the ball movement. And that's kind of like how counterattacking play works, because Allegri is a counterattacking coach. Where like you have to and who else does it as well? And Holland does this as well, where he's able to be on the ball and hold it and be able to facilitate it and move it. So you got to have that trait. Like, I understand that, but like the only player that I would be okay with just being one of those guys that plays onto the ball, where you run onto the ball, is Mbappe or Dembele or something like that, where they're more of a winger / second striker than a main striker, where Vlahovic is coming in to be the main striker, the number 9. Because, like, for example, Higuain could play with his back towards goal. I mean, Mandzukic was excellent at doing stuff like that. All these top or these great strikers have that ability. And right now with Vlahovic, I see that Milik has that ability to hold the ball on better than he does. And that's something that Vlahovic needs to add to his game, because if he doesn't, teams are going to figure out how he plays and shuts him out, and he gets pocketed. I mean, it's as simple as that.
The size of the quads on Dusan, he should be able to plant himself and put his back in and just boss his zone and win those balls.
Yeah, and then he also said Chelsea and United, I think, also potentially sending him to him. I know United. I think United's in the process of being sold, so I don't even know what their transfer strategy is. And then I believe Chelsea just bought Koundé for next season.
And
like, they
Misak
dropped
says
80 million for him.
Sorry, yeah, Misak's saying he's great. He put it with the 3. Is that like triple great? Is that how that works?
He's great times 3, 8.
Like amazingly great, kind of like that. It sounds good though. Glad you're doing.
He's
great.
Great. Then remember, yeah. Well, I mean, I know Chelsea's going to spend money, but I think they just dropped 80 on Koundé. I think they bought him not for January, but for him to come in June. I think that deal's done, where they just got Koundé. But Chelsea can't play with the striker, man. They're the one team that, like, a number 9 just goes to die.
Yeah, they don't
except Didier Drogba.
Vlahovic, prime example that size does not equate to strength. I will counter and say De Ligt is a prime example that size does not equate to strength.
Dude.
Yeah, I went hard on that one. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I respect it. But no, I think we have to remember that Dusan is young. And I understand, it's been a weird couple years when it comes to growth. And I think him adjusting, I think he was never really given necessarily the tutelage that he should have had at Fiorentina to be able to get the skill up. Now, what he needs now is proper coaching so that he learns how to get that skill. I think he can get that skill. I think
absolutely.
I think he's a remarkable talent. It's a matter of it's like you have to give him like the means to get better. And honestly, to be quite honest, like our midfield has been doing him no favors when it comes to. I think he's not one of those guys that he gets the ball once and he puts it away. I just don't think he's not that guy. He's not a machine. Like, and not, but like, let's be real. The service, even that I would argue that Holland was getting at Dortmund, is better than the service he's been getting from Juve's midfield. Juve's midfield has been rubbish for 3 seasons.
Till Kostic now has kind of opened that up. Illing proved.
Right. I'm not now. That's the thing. Like, now we're starting to see where we're starting to get people that can really help him get more time on the ball. Now, if he's not converting those chances,
then we have a problem.
Then we have a big problem. I think he can develop that skill. I think he needs the time to develop that skill. He needs some proper coaching to get that skill. I think he could be a killer.
He could.
I think he just. We all know that if you give him a run on the ball, he will destroy you. Like, he's real good at that.
Yeah.
We need to make him a bit more flexible and adaptable and let him learn new skills. I think he can do it. Now,
definitely.
Do we wait forever? No, especially not when you got 6.5, 7 million, 7.5 million as a contract. Right.
Yeah. And that's where, and I think, and that's where I'm with you. And I think that's my thing where, like, I have my skepticism. Like, I would say this, like, if he was on lesser salary, then I'd be a lot less anal about it. And I'm not saying that I'm anal about it right now, but like, the thing is like, for me, it's like, if you're paying 7.5 plus bonuses, you're paying for a finished product in a sense. Because like Pogba is not like finished as in like his career is over, but like a finished product.
Right. You know what he is. He has the skills. He's developed those skills, and we know exactly what we're going to get.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like the same thing with Bremer, because Bremer we're paying about 5 million, where it's like Bremer is essentially a finished product where you know what you're getting off of Bremer.
Oh, that dude has been worth every cent.
I know. Yeah. I think we won the Delict deal on that one with Bremer.
Being someone who I really did like Delict, I was very excited when he joined. I think we got an absolute steal when it comes to Bremer. I think that dude is he is exactly the type of defender I love. Just like
he's what I wanted Delict to be.
Yeah, but like he's what I know Delict could be. But like,
he costs less,
right? But he costs less.
He's a bit older.
And he's not a douche. Like I think Delict is a huge douchebag. I mean, like some of the comments that he makes.
He's not a douchebag. He's just Dutch.
Well, I guess, but
I think he's also just like kind of like a kid who needs to be like reined in a little bit. Like, I forget that he's only like 23.
Yeah, because like what is it? Because like he told he told Van Gaal allegedly, he was like, I can't play in a back three. Like put me on the bench. I'm like, dude, you're like an $80 million center back that can't play in a back three.
Back three?
Like you nuts?
You better get good at that.
Yeah, like it's just that was my thing. Like Bremer was everything Delict was supposed to be. That was the thing, because it's like, you know, and it's kind of funny and ironic because that like summer of 2019 where like Frankie de Jong and Delict were made to be like generational talents that are wonder kids, and they're both like middle of the road right now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they could still change. Like, I'm not saying that they're, you know, washed out and completely done and dusted, but like those two were made out to be like these like ridiculous prospects, and like everyone was bending the knee to those guys, and like Barcelona offered them a lucrative contract. We gave him a lucrative contract, and then it's like, no, like I don't think even with and the thing is like if we look at our defense, like Delict had a better defense than Bremer did as far as players around him, and underperformed. Where it's like Bremer, he's able to take Gatti or a dead Bonucci, or even make a makeshift back three with Alexandro and Danilo and have 6 consecutive clean sheets. Where Delict had Chiellini, Bonucci, Danilo, and all of them, and still wasn't
he
able.
Should have like the plane was put into motion to have him learn for a couple years. Off these veterans, and then he didn't learn, I guess.
Like you watch Delict even now, like after he left, and like. I don't see a good defender in him. I like prone to mistakes, prone to errors, and it's just like, it was just one of those things. And then, well, I'm saying Frankie de Jong was like touted to be like the next best defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
like,
it's not that he's good, but he was supposed to be amazing. He's supposed to be like I guess De Bruyne or something, you know.
Delict, I think, can still turn it around. I think the dude. I think the dude has to be more adaptable and flexible to different styles. Honestly, he's not, even though he can be there's that one famous tackle that he had on the play. I think it was an Atleti player in the box, and he just gets all the ball and then takes the man with him and just smokes him. And he just pops up and just high fives. And I was thinking that's Juve mentality, right?
Oh yeah, there were some huge plays. He definitely had massive plays.
It's there, but I think he's also more of a Bonucci guy, like Bonucci, where I think we forget that Delict could ping a pass, but when he's playing with a guy who already pings a pass, he's not using that skill. And then I see him more of a Bonucci to a Bremer who is a Chiellini, right?
You just see how built Delict is, though, and
you would
just doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah,
right.
You would think
Bremer's like a pit bull, and I love it, man.
I know it's awesome. And then the thing is like because Gatti can dribble and ping, so like, could you imagine if Gatti actually develops to like at least to what Bonucci was in his prime, and then you have Bremer develop to what Chiellini was like? Oh my goodness. And you could tell Bremer is a huge Chiellini fan by the way that he defends too. Like
everyone's a huge Chiellini fan. Come on.
I mean, hey, Bremer called Chiellini the second the transfer went through. He's like, hey man, I want to wear your number. Like, I thought that was kind of cool, man.
It's like asking to marry his daughter.
I think that's a really wonderful because he understands Chiellini's legacy in not just at Juve, but like Italian football in general.
Well, and now in the MLS, he just shows up to the MLS and wins.
Because he's a born winner.
He's a winner.
He's just a W. But like you know,
springs it wherever he needs it.
The thing is like the one thing that I want to give Bremer kudos is like he was able to make Sandro and Danilo look amazing in a back three.
Yeah.
Like
he has
like,
he has an understanding of the game that I think actually surpasses where he's at. Like with his age, I think he reads the game way better than people think he does.
yeah. And I forget he's 26, man. Like half the time I
Right.
forget. Like it's just the way that he moves and the way that he anticipates the game. You'd think that he's like, 31, 32 years old. And it's
And,
like,
and if we can keep him to like at least 32, let's say, man, what a good pickup.
yeah.
So the best get, the best defenders I find get better with age. They age like fine wine.
Yeah.
Till the point where they like literally like can't stay healthy. Like
32, you start the decline.
Right. And Chiellini obviously is a generational guy. Like no one's Chiellini.
Yeah, of course not. But yeah.
So we'll end on this one. This is the last big thing. Dash, I feel like you have something to say. Gintoli?
Oh, about this topic?
Yeah, Gintoli.
Oh, Gintoli? Oh, Napoli sporting director?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting because again with the whole new board reconstruction and everything, so there's two names. It's Gintoli and Tare that are potential sporting director.
Yeah, you like Tare too, don't you?
I like Tare because he was able to essentially take pennies and build Lazio. Like that's the one thing where it's like he got Immobile, he got SMS, he got Felipe Anderson, he got Luis. Who's their number 10 at Lazio? Can't think of him.
Oh, you just jammed me up. I know what you're trying to say, Luis. Yeah.
Alberto.
Yes. There we go. But like, for example, he got all those guys and established it. Well, whether or not Lotito wants to spend, that's and the thing is like he's able to operate with Lotito as his owner. So like Tare, and then I believe Atalanta's sporting director is also being looked at too. But I'm a big fan of Tare. I'm also a fan of Gintoli because the reason why I like Tare and Gintoli is because they're working with sporting directors that have handcuffs on them the entire time. So it's like they're able to make competitive teams. Like, obviously we're going to say Lazio's not like always a consistent Scudetto competitive squad, but like their budget is like ridiculously low. And the fact that they're able to push for the top 8 or even the top 4 with that kind of budget speaks volumes of how
they're always fighting for European positions regardless.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is Tare and Gintoli are very good at scouting young players, which again is
what they want to do.
It's what Juve wants to do.
And to go back quickly to KB here, he's saying it a little more flourishing than I would. Can we get a team full of Italian talent? Enough of this team full of mercenaries. He doesn't like the Mercs, I guess. He doesn't like Rabiot and Mama Rabiot. Hold on, we haven't done it yet today. There you go.
Yeah, we got to do it because someone will complain in the video like you guys didn't flash Rabiot's mom.
But yes, on that point, just quickly, is that is one of those things they've come out and said, more Italians. We want to build a team of young guys, more Italians. Obviously, we have a bit of that core already. And some of the non-Italians, like Bremer, we want to keep him around. But your Chiesas, Fagioli, Moretti, all these guys, right? So, yes, more Italians.
I do want
and I put 2 exclamation marks on that one. 2 of them.
Right.
There's 3.
Look, you get the best Italians you possibly can, and then you supplement it with the best around, like the other best around. I mean, like you get, when you had Del Piero and Ravanelli was kind of on the way out, but then Del Piero and Buffon and all those guys, and you had Zidane, and like I know like Zidane was kind of on the way out. Well, was on the way out as Buffon was coming in, but like you had
they had good turnover. There was always somebody else to kind of fill that spot.
Right. He has bigger balls.
She does, man. She's willing to throw down with anybody.
That woman certainly does not give an F.
No, she does not.
So yeah, I think she is vicious when it comes to that, man. Like she's willing to throw down with PS Mbappe and his family too. But she's the reason why Pogba went to the witch doctor, allegedly.
So no, this is interesting too, because Mama Rabiot's there. I mean, we know the drama that happens. Pogba just got cleared to go to Qatar to watch the match on Sunday.
Did he?
He did. I wonder, does this now bring more drama to the table?
Don't jinx it. That's all I'm going to say, Pogba.
I want to talk about it, though.
No. I'm not saying you. I'm saying watch Pogba go there and they end up losing or something. All right, because
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Because there was like a meme I saw the last time Rabiot didn't play in a semifinal, France won the World Cup, and I'm like, joke's on you, he wasn't on the team at that time. I was like, he's a special perk. As Sam or Adam Digby said, he's like contract year Rabiot. That's a trend that he's using for this year.
Yeah,
right.
So like that's gonna be like a special perk. Gets an additional goal and assist. Like, could you imagine Rabiot goes in there, nutmegs Messi, and scores the game-winning goal for France?
I would be losing.
I would done.
I'd shit my pants, like literally. I don't think my body would be able to like take all that in at once.
Could you? I was just saying. Could you imagine Rabiot just goes for an absolute 40-yard banger top corner and scores it?
Yeah, those ones that he tries and he finally gets one in like 3/4 through the season,
and then PSG gives him like a $20 million a season contract because of it.
Imagine.
I would laugh so hard because I would sit there. I could just imagine his mom just sitting there, just smelling the euros.
Oh man, I would be happy for him in a sense, but come on. And KB, man, like who do you want in? Everybody's out. You got Argentina out. Yeah, got Pogba out. Who else? Who else has he kicked out today? I don't know. I'm watching KB.
I think he said Vlaho out, didn't he?
Vlahovic, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he wanted
think so.
Vlahovic out.
Or no, here it is. He just said he was trash.
Got it. It's kind of like the same, no?
More or less, yeah.
He's just clowning. He put the clown emoji on there.
Okay.
Pogba not going would have caused bigger drama. Perhaps, and actually he was requested by Emmanuel Macron, which is the French president. I went somewhat French accent. I don't know what I did there.
It's neither here nor there for me. So long as he's not like busting his knee.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Pogba tears ACL slipping off the plane? At that point, you're just like, I'm out of here.
I'd be like, at this point, I'd be like, what is our luck? We have none. Zero. Like I thought we had luck. Like I thought we had no luck. We have negative luck.
Nah, you just hear it too. It's like as Pogba falls, you just hear bombaklat as he falls off the airplane.
Yeah, for real. Bombaklat.
Oh man.
Yeah. So speaking of these guys in the finals, this is the last little news point. Di Maria, Paredes, Rabiot, the three Juventini. I guess first off, congratulations that they are in the final. That's pretty cool that there's three of the 22 plus, let's say, but three. That's a good ratio overall when you consider all the club teams around the world. But they are going to miss the game against Cremonese because of their delayed return back to the club. So that's kind of sucks. It sucks. That's stupid. I don't like it.
I mean, it's not like Paredes and Di Maria play anyways.
Well, Rabiot, mind you. I mean, he will be missed, especially because we don't have Pogba. So we'll be okay. We'll be okay. But still, it's the principle of it.
It's Moretti, baby.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's Cremonese. It's going to be a Fagioli hat trick.
Man, Fagioli can be the next ADP. He's got to start now.
I know, right? Well, hey, so this is on the Ronaldo train. So
yeah,
here's an interesting topic. This is, it's not Juve, it's a little bit Real Madrid and Ronaldo, but I kind of want to get your guys' take on this. So Florentino Perez, our good old presidente of Real Madrid, has told Cristiano Ronaldo that Real Madrid is his home and he can use their training facilities as much and as long as he wants. Does that mean with Benzema's current injury that CR7 goes back to Madrid?
Why not? He's all about nostalgia. He's 37. He's right in that like age group where like Marvel and all those companies try to hit at you because you just get like filled with nostalgia and you buy in. So right. I think Real Madrid is pulling the Marvel card on this one.
Maybe they could.
Because what if he does come back and they win a Champions League with them? I think that's
I'd probably be like, man, what the
they'll win a Champions League despite of him. They'll just do it anyway.
Last year. They did last year.
But he trashes every team he goes to. He'll probably trash Madrid and they'll still win just out of spite.
No, I don't think so. I think
I'd be like,
Perez.
this is my luck.
Yeah.
This dude could go back and like fucking
Three-peat
win
again.
Champions League.
No, but I think this time though, I think Perez has all the leverage because like essentially like Ronaldo technically lost all leverage and credibility over the last like 6-7 months. Like nobody wants him.
Yeah,
So,
he
like,
couldn't even get the Qatari officials and FIFA to make his team deservedly face Argentina in a fixed matchup that would have, been the game of the century.
Yeah, and it's like think about it because like Perez would just be like this. He's like, dude, I gave you a one last shot, so like whatever, your shit isn't gonna fly. Like you're gonna do things how I want them to be done, and that's it.
And
If
it
not,
probably
you can
won't
go to the
cost him
MLS.
much
Yeah, I don't think so either.
because he's terminated from Manchester now, right? Like
Right.
nobody has to pay to get him. He's kind of like on waivers, if you will.
Yeah, and I don't even think he would even make more than 15 million a season, and that's chump
Which
change
is
for Real Madrid.
still, yeah, and that's still way too much for him, I think,
Yeah.
at this point. But
I think Ronaldo's desperate to play in a Champions League team because, like, for example, with the World Cup being out of the equation, I think the only thing Ronaldo can do is
So
go
let's
for
go.
number 6.
yeah, that's it. That's all he's got now.
Yeah,
Because
so
he could at 41 play in another World Cup. They can, because who was the old guy on Portugal this year? They took, or was it Brazil? Who brought the really old guy?
oh, Dani Alves? Was
Yeah.
Brazil?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it could be one of those.
39 or 40.
If Argentina won the World Cup, I guarantee Ronaldo's going to play in the next one, even if it's like 2 minutes. Ronaldo's level
Yeah.
level of pettiness. Like his level of pettiness would just absolutely, like, he would do it. I would not be shocked. Like, for example,
the team has to accept it though.
well, I mean, what is it? The rumors are Jose Mourinho wants to take over.
Yeah,
That would be interesting. Yeah, that would be cool to watch.
But he's pulling a FIFA career mode. Like he's doing the national team and Roma at the same time.
no,
Right.
is he?
Yeah. He's requested. He asked the Heineken Group, which is the owners of Roma.
Yeah.
Can I do split time with Portugal?
When
and
was the
Roma?
last time that happened?
I don't remember. I thought that
I
was
don't
only in
know.
FIFA. I didn't think that's ever happened before.
Okay, let's look it up. Has a coach ever coached league and national? Let's see. 7 managers who are in charge of both a club and a national team at the same time. Here we go. Why don't I just share this one?
Say, which one's the most recent one?
Okay. Leonid Slutsky, now Hull city manager, spent 7 years in charge of Moscow with his final care. Just tell me where he was. Russia, I guess. Yeah, Russia. Okay.
Well, that's easy. Because I mean, you're in the same country.
Rinus Michels, Barcelona and Netherlands, and that was 74. Yeah, when did they say this one was? 2016, Euro 2016. Okay, so that was recent. Miguel Herrera.
I remember him.
Miguel Herrera.
The Super Saiyan meme guy.
Club America and Mexico.
And Mexico, yeah.
2013. Faith Terim, Galatasaray and Turkey.
Would we count those though? Like, for example, same country, same for the
Yeah.
club and the national
Yeah,
team.
Club,
absolutely.
I count 'em.
Yeah, I mean that's easy though. I mean, think about
Because
it.
I've done
It
that
would
in
be easy for them
FIFA,
to
so
do
it counts, right? If happens to in FIFA.
I would say. I would say hey, anything is possible.
Okay, number 3, Dick Advocaat, AZ Alkmaar and Belgium, 2009. Sir Alex Ferguson, big name, Aberdeen and Scotland.
Scotland. Yep.
There you go, 86. And Gus Hiddink, Chelsea and Russia, 2008. So bam, there you go. I mean, there's 7 of them.
It's possible.
Man,
That'd
like
be,
it, but
that'd be
possible.
9.
yeah, he was going to be number 9. That'd be
I
That
would-
would be interesting.
Yeah.
The thing is, Jose Mourinho is really good for cup football, so I think Jose would dominate in the World
I think
Cup.
it'd be good. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to watch.
I think,
anyways.
yeah, I would not be surprised if Jose Mourinho runs it with Portugal. Like, because think about it, like national team coaches, there's not really like, besides maybe potentially Deschamps and Mancini, and well, not even that, but like in who's Spain's Vicente Del Bosque. Like there's probably like 2 or 3 like in recent history of national team coaches that are like actual like elite national team coaches. But like for example, Del Bosque from Spain, he coached Real Madrid right before he went over to Spain. And then Deschamps as well was kind of like on and off, but like his tactics weren't too bad when he went over to France. And then Mancini as well was like a decorated club coach. And then same thing with Lippi too, with Italy's Marcello Lippi. Like, I mean, a really successful coach that went over. Like, I think if you look at the international scene, if you start getting like, for example, and I understand why, because the money's more lucrative on the club side than it is on the national team. But if you got like national teams with like Pep, with Klopp, with a lot of these other coaches, Ancelotti, because like Ancelotti's a great cup coach. Like he might not be like the best season coach, but like in a cup competition where it's like 8 or 9 matches,
I'd love to see Ancelotti go at it at the national level.
Yeah, like he would be really good. Same thing with Mourinho. Like we can say all that we want about Jose Mourinho, but his cup record is really, really good. I mean, the dude's won a Champions League with Porto, 2 Champions Leagues in general, a Europa League, and a Conference League. Like the guy's got a really good club cup level as well. So once those guys start transitioning into the international scene, I think it's going to be a lot more fun. Like, I mean, even Allegri too. Like, we can say what we want about Allegri, but Allegri's cup record's pretty solid as well, except he just couldn't finish in the finals.
Speaking of these cups, I mean, we barely talked about the World Cup. I put the first thing in the title, guys. We didn't even talk about it. Okay, so
Messi versus everybody. Messi better.
That being said, Zach, we'll start with you. Croatia, Morocco predictions.
Ooh, that's good. I'm curious how much leg Croatia has left.
Yeah,
they're older. They've played a lot. I mean, just you look at just Luka Modric's
he's done
are insane for a 37-year-old. I mean, just insane.
But you can tell he's slowed down.
Yeah, I think Morocco is going to be very determined to get something out of this. And I think they're thrilled that they even got this far, but I think they want a medal.
They're going to go for it.
If Morocco can do it in regular time, I think Morocco will do it. But if they give Croatia a sniff at penalties, they're in trouble. Not that they took bad penalties, but Croatia just seems like they're cold as ice with penalties.
Now, for reference, they played in the group stage together. Remember, that was with Belgium and Canada in that group F.
Yeah, it was a draw.
0-0. So there's really not much to go off here.
Who parks the bus better?
And that's what it is. It's gonna. I don't even know what time. Oh, it's 2:00 tomorrow.
Yes.
10, and what time?
I think it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. No,
it is 10 a.m. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. That's not me. What time is the Juve game? 1 p.m. Okay. Okay, I could watch both.
What channel's covering the Juve game?
It's on the Juve channel.
Yeah.
Boo.
Let's see. Missing players: Rabiot, Chiesa,
everybody,
George, Manucci, Ake.
Hey, I was ready.
There it is.
There it is. All right, so Moise Kean hat trick.
So we got Pizzoli, Pari, and Vinacek. Is that how you say his name? Vinarchik?
Think so.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, Vinarchik.
Gatti, Rugani, Barbieri, Huizen. That's another hard one, too. Riccio, Ruhi.
Pensiglio starting. Let's go.
Yeah.
Insolio, baby.
I love to see that. Then we got Locatelli, Moretti, Illing, Fagioli, Berencea, Nonge, Zueli, Besaggio.
So I bet you here's our starting lineup. It's going to be Gatti, Rugani, and then Barbieri, and then we're going to have Locatelli, Moretti, Fagioli, and then Illing, and then who else is? I think Zueli's a right midfielder, and then you'll have Kean and Sule up top. Oh, Ake's back.
Yeah,
Ake. That's going to be interesting.
Ake. I think we'll see some of them.
He's essentially the right wing of Illing, but I think Illing's better than Ake because Ake plays as a right wing back.
And then 2 other names, Cherry and Mbengula. Yes, some of these guys, because I have not watched any of the youth. I was thinking about that today because I was looking at these names like, man, I know more about the female team than I do the under 23 team. Is that
like-
good or bad?
He's like, I know more about the female team. Begins to talk about Julia Grosso for
Is
like
it
20 minutes.
is it perhaps
I think it's a good. I think it's a good
because
thing. Julia Grosso.
He's
and
like,
her sister, by the way, and her sister.
it's like Juve's marketing is, how do we market the women's team better? Post Julia Grosso. That's their entire flow chart.
I love Julia Grosso.
Everyone loves her. I love it. She's from British Columbia.
I was gonna say she's Canadian.
Yep. So
Gotta
I've
love that.
actually thought if I can pull this off, if I do end up getting, I usually wait till they go on sale, whatever. But the jersey I'm gonna get this year is gonna be a number 15 Grosso.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
screw it, because nobody gets the female ones, and she's a homegirl, so I'm going for it.
Honestly, the Juve women's team has been really good. They've won 5 in a row.
They
Like-
are now third, unfortunately, in the Champions League, but
Yeah, no.
only
That's
2
why they lost to
points
Arsenal.
back. Yeah, they split the points. Tight though, tight. They still have a chance. One more game. 2 weeks. Arsenal. Yeah, they put Arsenal. There you go.
Arsenal at home because they were away.
Yes.
To Arsenal.
Yes. So I mean, if we take that one, we're in.
Mhm.
Man, that's
They can do
exciting.
it. Yeah.
Hard pull,
Um,
man. That's a group of death though. Lyon, Arsenal. Come on, their women's
Yeah,
teams
because
are amazing.
Lyon's women's team is like that's like the Real Madrid women's team, like women of
Yeah.
like women's Champions League is Lyon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that because they've been around the longest too.
Mhm.
yeah. They're
Yep.
they're definitely a force. I think Chelsea's pretty big up there too. There's a few English teams, but Juve is basically like the Italian representation for Italian females at this point, really. So
Love to see it, baby. Love
it's
to
fun.
see
It's exciting. Hopefully, it gets easier to access this
Yeah.
content.
Plot
Yeah.
twist: Inter makes a ladies team and tries to do Calciopoli Feminine.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine if that's something happened and
No.
quoted in Wikipedia Calciopio Feminine?
Oh my god.
Just from the comedic aspect, I would die.
Oh,
I'd be
sure.
pissed, but I would die laughing.
I want to see Beppe's reading of the newspapers when that one comes out, because he does that every day. He puts the headlines up,
Yeah.
which is nice because it's in Italian, right? So he kind of translates those headlines. It's
Yeah,
it's
for
a nice
sure.
little segment he does. I like it.
Yeah,
Did we
good
even get
thing.
predictions yet? Did we put any scores up?
we talked about the third place
Yeah.
game. We didn't talk about the main squeeze.
Okay,
no,
so
that's
I
what
think-
I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1-0 Morocco.
Okay, that's fair. Dash.
I'm gonna say Morocco on penalties.
Wow.
But what's it gonna go in? Like at what score line into
0-0.
penalties? 0-0 into penalties.
0-0, 2 shots on target for both teams.
yeah. I think it's
Yeah?
gonna be a low scoring affair.
I
do.
can't really disagree with either one of you. I think they're both pretty tight, and
Morocco is also hurt. They're pretty beat up.
they are. Their captain there, the number 6, he's pretty
Yeah,
much done.
Saiz is out, and they lost their right back. I think.
No, that's Hakimi. They still have him.
No, isn't Hakimi their left back?
Is he left?
No,
Who's left?
Hakimi's. I think Hakimi's right. They
Yeah,
lost their
Hakimi's
left back.
Okay, so they lost the left back.
Yeah, because remember they got rid of Hakimi, and now they have Dumfries. Enter.
Right. Yeah, right.
Dump. Freeze.
Okay, so we're edging
Yeah.
Morocco. Very tight score line is kind of the consensus here.
Yes.
Right. Croatia is more than likely has no Brozovic and no Juranovic.
Okay.
So they lost their starting right back and they lost their starting midfield, like center mid.
And Modric does not have. I mean, he'll probably play a full 90, but if it goes past that, I don't think you have Modric anymore either.
I don't think both. I think they'll all play. I would say this because that game's not going to be taxing on them. They're going to be both super defensive, so I think they're
That's
not
a
going to
good
be bringing
point.
that much
Good
energy.
point. But still. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so whatever. Nobody really cares about that game, I don't think. Unless your team is in the final.
that-
I mean,
yeah.
I would like to see Morocco do it. I would,
Yeah, for that,
it's some history, you know.
sure. But at the end
And
of the day,
it's all.
I
the
mean,
final.
yeah.
Go-
Okay, so yeah, the final.
Get on to the main thing, which is a Rabiot hat trick. No.
Oh, man. I thought he got a goal the other game. It obviously wasn't him, but I got a little excited.
Yeah. So what do we? I want. My gut tells me France is gonna win.
No, well, no, it's FIFA. Argentina's winning.
I don't know why. My gut tells me France. I think because the thing is like Mbappe, as much as like I don't like him personally, dude's a World Cup player, man.
Oh yeah,
Like he's already got 9 in 2 World Cups. Like
he's a
6,
phenom. I mean,
he is 6 off of I think because the record's 15 for Miroslav Klose's record. So like, and then he scored in the previous final. The thing is like, here's my thing with France that I think Argentina hasn't faced in the tournament yet. They have not faced a team that can attack them on multiple fronts.
yeah.
You have to worry about getting hit by Mbappe. You have to worry about getting hit from Giroud. You have to worry about getting hit from Dembele. You have to worry about getting hit from Griezmann. And then Rabiot in the middle of the park as well. And then Chouameni. Like that is 6 threats.
It's a lot. I mean, it's France, yeah.
And then that's not even factoring in Hernandez, because who scored the opener against Morocco?
But are you factoring in the cheap penalty Argentina's going to get?
Yeah, but jokes on Argentina. France doesn't play in their box that often. But like unless they decide to give a stupid handball. But because the thing is like who's gonna watch Mbappe? Molina? I don't think Molina could handle Mbappe.
No, okay. Realistically, name a defender who can properly contain Mbappe throughout a 90-minute game.
No one.
I haven't seen it.
And that's the thing. That's why he's the cheat code.
Like I haven't seen it at all.
He's gonna get one up on you for at least a 20-25 minute period. It's just the way it is. I mean, the dude is so fast and so good with the ball on his feet. Like
he will find a way.
Yeah.
Because like the thing is like it just makes me wonder, because it's like Argentina cheeseballed it against Croatia where they sat back and they hit them on counters off set pieces, but like I don't see France not like giving you an opportunity to counter off a corner kick, because it's going to go to Giroud, and I think Giroud's the tallest person on the field at that point, and
yeah,
it's either gonna, I don't know, man. It's just for me like unless there's some cheese that Argentina, Argelona, but sorry, 2008 just came out. No, but the thing is like I don't know, man. Like, and we can, and like I said, and like KB saying, if they get cheese, but like without cheese being factored in, if there's no cheese, like how does Argentina stop that?
Well, he's saying 11 versus 12. What if it is 10 versus 12?
Dun, dun, dun. No. Because think about it, though, guys. Like, Morocco was 1 goal conceded, and France easily could have had 4 or 5 that game against Morocco. It's just they had some unlucky misses. But, like,
Morocco should have had, like, at least 1 or 2, though.
That's true.
Yes, yeah, it was one of those games they didn't all really go in when they were supposed to.
Morocco wasn't clinical when they needed to be in that game.
Yeah, because like the thing is like when France went up, I think France was just dicking around, and for an extent where it was like some of those chances where you're looking at it and you're like, you got to finish those, man. Right. Because like that was the thing, because like France carved Morocco's defense, where it's like, I was like, if Morocco's being touted as one of the best defensive teams in the tournament, and like France just went through them like it was nothing.
But again, Mbappe, and they had that injury there too. What was his name? He did 20 minutes. His numbers, Saiss, yeah. Yeah, that when Giroud kind of, and he should have scored. I think he put it off the post.
Yeah,
about like the 17th minute, something like that.
Fucked my bet.
The guy wasn't running. He couldn't run. He was just standing there and watching him run past him.
Right.
So that was part of it as well.
And then KB brings up a really good point. France had a way tougher path than Argentina did, which it is.
That could be a boost for them. Could be a boon for them.
Didn't help England at all in the Euros there.
Nope.
Or ever.
No.
Sorry, I love bantering on them.
Yeah, no, I got you. Well, I mean, you could say that Euros that Italy and England both had really difficult paths, because Italy had to get through Belgium and Spain.
Yeah. No, Italy definitely had harder.
Yeah, because then Germany or England had the easier path.
England always has the easier path. Remember how upset I got when they drew Senegal in the round of 16, the easiest team of the 16?
I think the U.S. would have been. No, I'm just kidding. But because like what is it? They can't. So France, and for me, the measuring stick is Poland, because they both played Poland. France played Poland, Argentina played Poland. Argentina kind of cheesed their way through Poland towards the end, where it's like France came in and France absolutely ran riot on Poland.
No, I think Argentina, though, has started to build momentum, and they're coming into their own stride now. So that's a bit of an X factor as well. And we saw that the last game, the semis, it was fun. They were actually fun to watch for once. So who knows? That could be a thing. Yeah. And Messi's an X factor.
Yeah, but Messi also disappears in finals.
But he's been different this year. This is his swan song.
That sounds just like that ex. Or like, yeah, she's different this time. Let me take her back real quick.
You don't know until you try.
My thing is like, I'm kind of curious to see how Messi handles it, because like you have to think about him mentally, where it's like this is his last World Cup. He might put a bunch of pressure on himself and flop, because he's done that, man, where he'll put a huge amount of pressure that he needs to do something, and if Di Maria's not there to save him, he usually messes up. So
I will say this, and I've had other people I follow on Twitter and stuff who are, you know, pretty good at reading the game. Messi has looked far more relaxed generally than I've ever seen him in an Argentina shirt.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
He used to be so tense and pensive and quiet because I don't think he liked the pressure. I think here now he's kind of like, nah, man, I got my Copa America and this is the last one, and I'm just gonna say fuck it, fuck my image, fuck whatever I need to. I'm going for it here.
You could even argue that Messi is exhibiting some of Dash's vibes right now.
It's like I could pull my quad and you guys won't even know that I'm in excruciating pain right now. Just get one like a Charlie horse on my calf. No, but
right. Yeah, like you just don't even fit. It just doesn't even phase you. Just stone face. Just
yeah. It's you know, the thing is like his penalties look a lot more smoother. I'll give him that. I mean, granted, he has to kick like 6 of them, but but
he's making them count.
Yeah, no. The thing is like I've seen his PKs, like except for a couple rollers where I'm just kind of like, that's kind of ballsy, but he looks a lot more relaxed in his run up, his follow through, like the whole thing. Like I'm not a Messi fan, I'm not a Ronaldo fan, don't really care about either or, but like I'm being objective here. Like before, when Messi used to take penalties, that dude used to do some weird little pitter patter, some weird steps, and like the thing is like PKs. Like if you study them, you can tell the guys that make them consistently have a flow. The guys that don't make them consistently don't really have a flow.
Jorginho.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to throw in random.
Jorginho, absolute money when he's on.
Yeah.
Dog shit when he's off.
Yeah, like the one.
And I like Jorginho. I'm not even gonna bullshit.
Yeah, but he's been hit and miss.
Like Balotelli's penalties are fun to watch because that guy, same walk up, same flow, everything. That guy goes in, knows where he's gonna hit it, and hits it. Like for example, for me, like I'm not a big fan of the pitter patters. The guys that do the pitter patters, like Pogba and all them. Even like Lewandowski did it, where I'm just kind of like, dude, you're doing way too much. Like. The stutter step kickers, those guys that like walk up to it or run up to it, stop, and then slow their stride up and then hit it. I'm just like, you don't know where you're hitting the ball and you're trying to pull something out of your butt. I can tell.
I gotta say though, like the best PK taker on the planet still has to be
Bernadeschi's actually pretty good.
Dude, like, Bernadeschi is money with penalties.
Like, yeah. Because like he has subbed in the Euros twice just to take PKs, and I'm like sitting there,
and he's been nailing them for Toronto.
Because like I was watching the Spanish game, and I saw Bernadeschi get subbed in, and I looked at my
and I was thinking, Jesus,
I'm like, fuck. I'm like, fuck. And then it's like he goes in, he laces it top corner. I'm like sitting there, I'm like,
I was like,
what?
I'm with you, Dash. I'm at the side. I was like, wait. Where did that come from?
I'm like,
there's been a baller in there. Like, what?
Yeah, that was fun.
And then same thing in the final too, where I'm like, nah, this can't. You know, I'm like in my head, I'm like, nah, this is BS. This can't happen again. Dude literally looks at Pickford, pitter patter, runs, tops it, and it's like it's not even one of those. He picks a corner and goes for it. Dude laces it to the roof of the net, and I'm like sitting here, I'm like.
It's
Bro,
easy.
what you on?
It's easy. Burnock went up there. He's a classy fellow, right?
Like
Looked at Pickford and it's like, how does somebody that makes as much money as you do have such a horrible haircut? You don't deserve to be in goal, and just smashed it past him. That was it. It was easy.
Like, what kind of Vicks does he put in his nose when he gets subbed in? Like,
All the bath salts, yeah.
Like, is he on like some kind of like pre-workout salts or episode salts or something like that, where he just like he just puts it in there and just goes like. That's why his voice is so high pitched, because of all the salts that he's been inhaling.
What's that trash you guys get at your gas stations there? The alcoholic energy drink.
5 Hour Power?
No,
alcohol. You're talking. Oh God, the shit.
Come on, Americans, help me.
The shit that used to
kill people.
Used to kill people. Oh my God, dude.
Mountain Dew?
No,
it's like Mountain Dew, but with like even more caffeine.
Four
Loko, yes. Yeah, I can see him now that he's in the MLS and he walks into like
slugs of Four Loko goes out there.
It's like they don't have these back in Europe. This shit's awesome.
he's like, all this time I've been drinking the espresso. All I need is the Four Loko.
Hey, plot twist, he drinks so much of it, his voice gets deep. He's like, oh, I don't know, all this time I just took this Four Loko and I just been working wonders for me.
Yeah, really. Amazing.
Love it.
Bernadeschi.
Man, the tangents. All right, guys, let's focus in here. What are our predictions? We've already like went 5 tracks away on this one.
I know.
Zach, what do you got?
So my gut says, well, okay. My head says France 2-0. My gut says Argentina 2-1. I'm gonna lean with my gut here, and I'm just gonna say fuck it. I just
love it. All right.
Just running on intangibles.
Yeah, so cheese or no cheese?
Cheese.
Oh, this is like Tex-Mex cheese, like the white cheddar, the aged cheddar, the stuff that comes out in slices. It's all the cheese.
All the cheese.
Diarrhea cheese.
It might turn into a bit of a mess at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so he's saying it's nuclear.
Or you're getting bunged up on this.
You might be. Yeah.
I'm getting bunged up on this one.
Yeah, but you know what? As you're eating it though, you're like, it's gonna like just wreck you, but but it's like so enjoyable as you're doing it.
I just hope there's a lot of Juve news on Monday, because I am going to be on the toilet a long time with the amount of cheese I'm ingesting.
Just because you said that, you jinx it. Plot twist: Allegri becomes president of the club. Vlahovic gets sold for $20 million to Sampdoria.
Sampdoria wins their third championship or whatever.
Sampdoria wins the Scudetto off of a 40-goal season from Vlahovic, or 40 goals 6 months. Vinicius Jr. goes to AC Milan. Leao goes to Inter Milan. Just some. Speaking of Leao, this is my last tangent. You ever notice whenever he has the ball, the dude just starts smiling?
Yeah, he's a big smiler.
Because I was watching the Portugal-Morocco game. They're down 1-0. He gets the ball and he just starts grinning when he's dribbling. I'm like, bro, like, were you thrown into laughing gas or something before the match? Like, the dude's like this. He's like,
I'm like, he's having fun.
He's just happy to ball.
So.
I guess so. But it's that same psychotic smile. Like, I'm gonna kill you, bro.
Maybe it does it a little. Yeah. So like, we don't have it. It's the Eddie Murphy meme.
Yes,
something like that.
That's it.
Dash. Fail. That's your department.
Well, it just came up in my head. I wasn't, let me go pull a meme and throw it right on the overlay and all that fun stuff.
All right, deflect. What's the scoreline?
He said 2-1 Argentina cheese.
Well, you didn't give a prediction though, did you?
Yeah, I said Rabiot hat trick.
Oh, the rabbit! You were serious? No, that's not your prediction.
No, it's not. I'm gonna say 2 goals. I'm gonna say one from Mbappe and one from Giroud.
Okay,
That's a solid call.
I cannot deny the influence of the Qatari princedom. What are they? Kingdom?
Just say cheese.
Or kingdom?
Allegedly cheese.
The cheese.
Alleged cheese.
Do they?
Guys, if we
they are princes.
Princes,
if we disappear and stop streaming, you know why? Dave called them out. They're like, okay, we're going to take these guys out. These third giants.
Well, no, I mean, I support it. Obviously, I'm a Juventus fan. Like we're, This is how we do things around here. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Because of the situation around these parts, I'm gonna go with a 3-2 Argentina victory.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
gonna, we're gonna get some goals tomorrow, guys.
Cool.
Which never happens in a World Cup final. I understand, but
Yeah.
I mean, the last one 4-2. So
yeah, okay. Traditionally, like typically, finals aren't the most exciting, but I'm going for an exciting one tomorrow. Mbappe. I almost said Mbappe.
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 M just Juve. He rebrands and everything. M just Juve.
M just Juve.
Oh man, hopefully he catches this one. Yeah, Mbappe, Messi, we're gonna get some excitement. So I'm gonna go with why not 3-2, exciting scoreline. This will be the World Cup of the decade. Does that make sense? Because I mean, Canada's gonna fuck it up next year. Let's be honest. All that turf, it's not gonna be good. They're playing on turf. They don't like it.
Better start planting that grass.
Yeah, except the whole winter. I don't know. Have you looked outside?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you're getting fucked right now too.
Actually, just turned to rain, but it sucks. I hate it. I'm like, I'd rather it just snow.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty out there.
Yeah, God.
Anyways, that was it, man. An hour 40 minutes. We had a lot to talk about today. It was good. But now the music's playing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to come back. We're on the holidays. We have no excuse not to just come at you. We have something exciting planned for the holidays as well. Something a little festive. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm just gonna try to organize some things on the back end, see what kind of exciting prospects we can bring in. Otherwise, Zach, any parting words?
If you're a betting man and Otamendi is playing, play him to get booked in that game. I'm calling it right now.
All right. bet lines are in. All right, Dash. You know what to do.
Are you playing the music?
Do you not? Yeah, I've been playing it for like a minute. Let's go.
I can't even hear it.
The music's playing.
Is it really? Well, you had it at like 5 volume. That's why.
Sorry. All right, let's take it away.
All right, guys. Au revoir, Juventini. This is I'm Just Juve. I'm just kidding, guys. Thanks for catching our little weekly show. Talking about the World Cup, talking about some really weird things, talking about some cheese, talking about some more cheese, and then also make sure you guys like and subscribe to the video. We are still climbing towards the 1,000 mark, so hit the good old TG1000 logo at the store. You'll get a 10% discount on all things Turin Giants, our cool, super cool sweaters and pictures and all that other fun stuff. So this is Dash here, signing off, passing it off to the co-hosts.
Ooh, baby. Exciting weekend of football, everyone. We will catch you on the back end of it all. And until then, stay tuned. Have fun. Love y'all. And thanks for joining. Have a good night.